Welcome back, people. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Prez, and with me always, no matter how far away we are.
Yeah, it's your boy Cash, aka Exec P. What's happening, good people?
Cash, before we get into anything, tell the new people who ain't never heard us what we are and what we about.
All right, I got you. Too easy. All right, so this is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast, a podcast about music, sports, culture, entertainment, and everything in between. This is barbershop talk. We keep it real, we keep it authentic. We give you some of the facts and a little bit of our opinion mixed in. And sometimes we may get stat heavy when we're talking about sports, but all in all, it's a good conversation that you have with your boys or your girls each and every week, considering music, sports, and entertainment and culture. So that's Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast.
All right, what we got on the docket for this week? What's this episode number?
110. 110 officially.
There we go.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of everything, a smorgasbord, man. You got DMX. He dropped Exodus. So you know we're going to deep dive that. We got a few singles that dropped this week in anticipation for some albums that are coming out hip-hop wise, because I believe a lot of the industry rappers and hip-hop wise, they kind of took off this week to let X have his release and Just Do. And I heard like Lil Baby and I think Lil Durk, they kind of fell back from releasing their joint project, which was supposed to drop this past Friday. We're recording this on Memorial Day if you're listening. So, but yeah, so for time's sake. But that's what they did, man. So I thought that was dope. We got a few other singles that dropped, so we're gonna talk about that. We also have the NBA playoffs. So many storylines have changed over the weekend, so we're gonna get into that. Then we also have some other things as far as in the culture, just what we're watching and things that we've been into outside in the entertainment realm. So that's a little bit of the show, man. And wherever we go with things, we go with things. If we bring new things up, just stick around with us. Look at the time hacks. Prez does an excellent job of doing that. If you're watching us on video, go to our YouTube, check the time hacks. We're going to make sure we give you back your time. So if there's a topic that you want to watch or listen to, make sure you go to the timelines. We putting in the time hacks, people. We heard you loud and clear. And we also, as watchers and listeners, love to see time hacks so we can get right to what we want to listen or watch. One last thing, Prez, before we start off. If you're watching this or listening to it, make sure you subscribe to our podcast right now. Make sure you download the episode, not just stream, but download the episode. That helps with our algorithms as well. Whatever platform you're listening on, if it offers you a way to comment, ensure that you comment and let us know that you're listening and what you like about it. We always welcome the feedback. So I just wanted to put that out there. And also, the easiest thing you could do is share it with anybody that's like-minded, that like the topics that you like, that you're listening to right now. And, just share it. That's all we ask for. No money involved. But there is money involved. We have a Patreon.
Yeah, if you want to go above and beyond.
We have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/DSC_podcast. Go check out what we offer. Early episodes, bonus content. And we about to rev it up, man. I mean, Prez is back in the States, but we about to rev it up with some bonus content. So y'all gonna be getting your money's worth. And then last but not least, I'd like to shout out our latest Patreon. King James, man. Shout out to you, brother. Oh. Appreciate you, man. He signed up for club night with the boys, man. So it's always dope to see a creator supporting creators. So appreciate you for that.
Definitely, man. I was bumping his album all on that trip down. Him and JR's, man.
He's
I was
dope.
listening to him, fell back into those too. Both of those great projects, man. So yeah, definitely go listen at those. Definitely worth your time. So where we gonna get in?
Let's start
with music. Might as well just get right on to the music, huh?
Yeah, let's get to the music. Man. All right, man. So the first single I wanted to bring up to your attention was Killer, featuring Eminem, Cordae, and Jack Harlow. So initially when I heard this song, Prez, I was like, man, it's a cool little bop for Eminem. You know what I mean? It's a different sound. It sounds like his poppy stuff, you know what I mean? But then as I kind of got into it, I'm like, yo, this ain't bad. Like, I gotta stop being as hard as I'm being on Eminem. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
you are.
allow him to have a little fun on the track. But then when I heard this, oh, Jack Harlow came through with a dope verse. Cordae came through and bodied it. Like he bodied it. He bodied
Yes,
it
he did.
so well pressed that I went back to Justin Till, then lost what not, is it Lost and Found his last album?
Yeah. Lost Boy, wasn't it?
Lost Boy. Yeah, he did such a good job on that verse. I went back to that on my car trip back from my family getaway this weekend. So it definitely was a dope track. And then M came on, and that's where you gotta. At the end of the day, you could say what you want about M, judge him. He spit these kind of raps that I don't relate to. But one thing you not gonna be able to say is that man put these syllables, this wordplay is so precise, so pristine. I was like, man, I'm digging it, man. What did you feel about it?
Yeah. I guess I'm a little bit harsh on Jack Harlow, more of an Eminem fan as more than anything. I feel like he's, you know, he does what he at his age and everything. He don't have to do anything else, but he's continually on putting out music and trying to stay within the keeping his name out there, as we'll say, and still putting out these type of songs. And I wasn't expecting this song to get a remix for one thing, but it did. Jack Harlow, you and Iggy kind of more yeah, y'all like him more than I do. So I wasn't really expecting much. I thought he just had the one little popular song and that was about it. But it seemed like he's gonna be a little kid to stick around for a while. So I say, look here, he's gonna be a man to stick around for a while. While he actually came with it. He surprised me on his initial verse. Like he was first off, and then you had Cordae, and Cordae, man, he dropped a line, and I think I'm gonna get to it a little bit later, but in the Ransom, the Royce and 5 9 Greed, they both had a little lineup. And I don't know if they just like different areas and always think it's on, but they both said something about the diamond in Lil Uzi forehead. I think he was like his line, Cordae's line was forward more to the groupies, just saying like all they got is the jury on their mind or Jim on their mind or something like that, and putting it with Lil Uzi on there, and then we'll get into the one about that Royce dropped on his up in there talking about. But I was just
Man.
like, man, just at different times, same type of music, and then the same type of bar, like kind of drop. It was like, well, that's weird, but I
Hey,
can see the correlation
great
both
minds
were
think
on the
alike,
same thing.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
But yeah, Eminem came out and just by the trap as usual. Yeah, like you said, it's a little bit more popular song, but hey, I feel like he didn't do nothing but add to his catalog with this one right here. This is top tier for Eminem. So
and it's not for nothing though, Prez. I think it's dope too because these two cats are younger artists. You know what I mean? And he's embracing them and breathing a breath of fresh air into his tracks. You know what I mean? And not a lot of the old heads are doing that. You know what I mean? On their songs, on their hit that was a hit single for Eminem. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I like the fact that he's reaching back to find some young cats because I think Corday and Jack can't be they under 25 for sure. They both under
yeah.
25, so that's definitely a good look on M and overall not taking the song super serious and out of context is good for what it was. And they all brought the
Yeah,
bars.
I think Jack Harlow took it a little serious, like he's saying that was like his one of his idols on that. So like he was trying to like he didn't want to disappoint. I don't think he did on that song. So
He definitely didn't. He did his thing. Everybody stood their ground on it. Nobody got bodied. I mean, Eminem did what Eminem is gonna do. So you you really can't compete with that. Like you just hoping to keep up. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's all
yeah.
I would be doing is hoping to
So
keep
I
up.
ain't gonna say nobody got bodied, but nobody was a slouch. No, nobody. They it came with the best they could put out. What I'm saying,
Exactly.
like, yeah, you going against Eminem, like, yeah, come
Exactly.
on.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah,
So
they definitely didn't dethrone him on that.
no. They didn't. He made sure of that. He put his
Yeah,
whole foot in that shit. So shout out
yeah.
to him, man. All right, next up, man. Options remix. Earthgang, Wale, and Coy Leroy. So how did you feel about that one?
Being 100% honest, I didn't like it. I liked the original better. Like, I didn't see why I needed. I didn't like how it was like a little bit slower at the beginning. I mean, Earth Gang, Wale still love them, but I mean, like, I just didn't feel like it was needed, man. The little twist they put on it, it just, I still prefer the original over the remix. So
Same here, except for I thought that it wasn't a bad remix. You know what I mean? And I know this
no,
Coy Leroy, she's pretty new. That's been Zeno's daughter, by the way. She's pretty new and she's killing it in her demographic. So bringing her voice onto it, I think it didn't do harm to it. It didn't necessarily bring it to a level of, oh, she took it there. You know what I mean? So Wale, Earthgang did what they did. You know what I mean? I don't know where this song is ultimately going to be placed. Do they have an album coming out?
I don't know. Earth Gang, like they always drop these like they'll drop an EP, and then the album. I don't know, like, it just comes out of nowhere. So who knows? Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
always doing music and putting out music. I think they're featured on a lot of people's songs and stuff nowadays, though too. So, man, you got to watch it though. You can't talk about Eminem and then Benzino so close together. You know how that was a hot topic before in one of our other
Yeah,
segments, man. These
that's
people
one of
get
our
serious
biggest
about that, bro. Like,
biggest episodes. I know I wasn't even putting two to two together, but yeah, I'm glad you caught
man,
that.
they may jump off again. Like, hey, we don't need none of that nonsense in the comments.
Yeah, we may need another random Eminem talk just to get the numbers to go crazy again, man. People love him, man. You can't tell no wrong about him.
Yeah. Then what other song? We had another remix, right? No.
No.
That
That's
was it,
it.
right?
That's it, man.
Okay.
All right, man. So next up, single that you and I both were chatting about prior to coming on, man, and we were both excited about Ransom featuring Royce the 5'9"
Royce the
with Greed.
5'9".
Like, yo,
Man,
I don't even know.
instant classic.
Go ahead. You start. You
Instant
start. You
classic.
start.
I don't care what nobody else say, bro. Like, needed this, like, needed this week, man. Like, this song right here, man. I don't probably wore out, man. Ran up the numbers like crazy on, man. Like, this is at its finest rhyming. You know what I mean? Uh was kind of iffy. I know, like, people listened to that last week when I was talking about the Lloyd Banks. I just said he didn't bring. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I ain't saying Lloyd and fell off, nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, this, when you coming on there with Ransom, I'm expecting this off every track.
Yeah,
This
this
right
is
here.
exactly what I expected from Lloyd and Ram. Ram brought it. Lloyd just didn't necessarily have them lines to where I was like, ooh, you know what I mean? But this one, goodness gracious. And
I'm
then
hieroglyphics in the lost tune. These are facts.
yeah, these are the
Or
facts.
these are the facts.
These are the facts. If you the richest in here, you in the wrong room. And then what else he had? He had, you telling me to be negative, that's your blood type. It's hard to sleep in the bed when when those bugs bite. That's another one. And then the last one that caught me, being from NY, I'm Frank White. It's no plea bargain. King of my city. I'ma serve every damn fiend I see walking. Goodness gracious.
Right. And then the way he
gracious,
ended, it was
man.
like, don't play the game if you don't care about your legacy.
Yeah. The way he ended it. And what a swell guy he gotta be to let Royce go that long. He let Royce get
he let Royce cook,
off.
man.
He let Royce cook. How confident you gotta be as an artist to not sacrifice your own ego and try to get back on and spit some more bars, but just let Royce cook. You know what Royce gonna do? It only made the song that much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the time that Rand spent on it, although it was far less time, it still was just as effective as Royce's joints. So, because he had them, them punches came rapidly. And then by the time you got the Royce shit, you know Royce shit now, how Royce been rapping. You got to decode some of what Royce is saying
Yeah,
because,
you got to go back and like, let me, who you talking
man,
about? I
yeah,
don't know
who
who
is
that person is. Let me look
Dolores?
that up.
Who is Dolores? And you know, but but a few of the lines that stuck out from Royce, I had to write some of these down so y'all could go listen, man. The psychology of a meth head, titty licking the mozzie like I'm trying to be breastfed. Come on, Royce. Come on. And then the one that caught me to where I want to get your thoughts on Press is where he said, been two steppers and Jay-Z was yelling holla back, produced records for Shady, but never got the plaque.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Get that
So,
man his recognition.
hey, is that a shot or is that him keeping it in the buck?
I just think that's him keeping it real. You know, he probably still got his money. Like he just didn't get that recognition on like the name called out and stuff like this. But he, I have no doubt he can get his money.
But here's the
Yeah,
last one, Prez, that I want to get off, man, just because these guys got so many quotables. He with three of his groupies. I'll give him co-ed chrome. Leave him with these little Uzis, give him forehead stones. Just
that's what I was talking
disgusting.
about. Another little
Just
Uzi, like I said, little
disgusting.
Uzi line from the Cordae, little Uzi line from Royce, man. Like it's just weird that it came out on the same week, you know. But like, hey, you said great minds kind of think alike, right? That's what you got to think.
Yeah,
But
you have to. But again, this man,
Cash,
this seven joint gonna be incredible. This Ransom EP is
this
gonna
had
be
me really
incredible.
thinking, man. It had me really thinking, man. I was just like, man, my top five. I think it's getting played with now. I want to throw the correct people in these top five. I think when we mention some names, they have that notoriety and they continue on. But are they the best at what they do? And I think that's in question. I think it is, man.
But here's the thing, like a lot of these guys that like Royce and Rand, they in their 40s. They in their 40s. They may not look like it, and you know, black don't crack and all that good stuff, but they are vets in their own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think it should shift. Like I got my top five dead rappers, and I got my top five active, and I got my personal top five. So I cheat. I give you 15 off
yeah,
the
yeah.
bat.
That would it sound like. That
I
would it
got
sound
to.
like,
I
man.
got to because it's overall when you take everything into account, then it's a different type of top five. The accolades and all those other things that come with it. Like, you know how we do it, man. You can have your personal top five and that be your personal, but then when you talk about who's really the top
Who's
five,
doing it right
yeah,
now?
yeah.
Right now.
That's that's
And
that's
like
that's
that,
gotta
that
be
top five then shifted big time. And I think what was it? Like MTV did this a while ago, top five, or they had a top 10 list of the moment and when they had came out with that, but wrong platform and wrong people judging. I think that's where that kind of fell off to the wayside. But that whole thought process, I think, is really worth it.
but yeah, man. So
Yeah, but
dope. Go ahead.
yeah, I think that little thought process, it kind of has to be viewed like we need to think about that, like who's like the hottest like performing like right now, not of like all time, because then it get all construed and stuff, and you can bring all this up, but like right now, the top tier. I got Rand, I got Benny, I got I got Conway up in that, man. Like we got
Cordae and
uh
JID, you know,
Court. Yeah, I mean,
it's a lot.
it gets shifted, and it got none of the top names that you would usually speak of right now in my top. In
No,
my
it's
top,
just if I'm going off of what I enjoy the most and what I'm rewinding, these guys are taking me back to the days where when I fell in love with rap. Real talk. Real talk. When it was about what I was listening to and who was spitting the hardest. This is what it's bringing me to. But now these guys that are quote unquote underground rappers, Prez, it's they're not rapping like that. You know what I mean? They're putting together good songs and good music. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, bro.
but yeah, like my listing, like I said, it got flipped all upside down. Now it's I say, and I was thinking about it yesterday. I was just like, it's not none of those names. Not none of those names that you usually call out that I would say that I look forward to, and I'm like, hey, feeling like, hey, when they next track coming out, or when they next project coming out.
And
Care
Cole,
less if Jay-Z has another album coming out.
yeah. But here,
Care less if Nas got another album coming out. It was good, but I mean, I'm not like, uh,
you
they're
got
not
enough of it. You got
bringing
enough of it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they ain't bringing out something new, fresh. Like every single time with it, ain't coming out like, man, they killed it. You it happens, but it's not as frequent as these other ones. Like you come out, like, they bodied that verse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just because it comes from a place of being comfortable. Like a lot of our favorite rappers that we grew up that are more of a household name, they don't necessarily have to do it anymore. So when they poke their heads out and you hear them and it actually sounds good, you're like, okay, this reminds me of that old guy. But when they pop out and it's just okay, you give them a pass too. At the same time, it's like almost like so the J. Cole dropped a couple weeks ago, which I'm still listening to, and he's in my other top 5, right? Like when I sit back and think of overall what the guy brings to the game, body of work, and all those things about the guys that's actively doing it right now, then he's in my top 5. You know what I mean? But personally, who I'm going to listen to right now and I'm rushing for, he's not in it. You know what I mean? Even though I love this album, I have not stopped playing this current J. Cole album. But, now he got guys on his own label that I really rock with and that are the next generation and are bringing some fresh sounds and rapping a little bit different and doing some different things with their rhyme schemes to where I'm like, this is fresh. This is refreshing. I like this. And maybe I've just not putting these guys like Drake and him out to pasture or Wale, but prove it again. Come back. Hit me with something like J. Cole just did. Reshift my top 5. You know what I mean? And I think Cole did that for a lot of people this time around. I'm just saying as a comparison, that's kind of where I'm going with these top 5 lists as they keep circulating in my head.
Man, now you brought me on another something. We're going off. We're going off the beat
Let's
path
go
right
off, man. This is our thing, man. Go off, go off, get it off.
Have you been getting the Lil Baby's the best like type talks from certain groups? Like all
No,
of a sudden
I
in
haven't
his
been
album.
getting. Yeah, I haven't been getting it, but I've definitely heard him. Yeah.
And just like they I understand his album just won for one of these awards. I forget which award it was, but he's just won for like top album last year. And I'm like, it was a good album. I don't know if I
This is why
completely
you my
agree.
man. This is why you my man. Because we are not in the same place, but we literally go ahead, finish your point because I got a hot take. I got a hot take on that. Go ahead, you got the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, it's a good album. It's a good project, but it wasn't the best thing that was put out last year. And I get like these awards and everything to go out there. And uh, has he grown ever since that album? When that deluxe came out, was it a little bit better than like yeah? I think he's constantly evolving. I'm definitely looking forward to his next project. He had a good album. I don't think it was like great, but like it was progressing as an artist. Like I could see his potential and stuff growing. I'm like the tracks he done dropped since then and the features he been featured on since then. I feel like he's on that rise, and his topics have got a little bit more deeper and everything, and more in tune uh the situation, the outside world that's going on. So like I'm liking everything that I hear from him now, but I'm not gonna go post on it and just like, oh, elevate this other album that I at the time when it came out, I just didn't agree was the top of that year. I just didn't see that. It was other albums that came out that was like better than that one. But he is on the rise, and I could definitely see him continue to like build. I'm ready. I want to hear his next project, and hopefully that has a better opportunity to be great than and continue to build off his success.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. You got the bigger picture. That was dope, right? We all say that was dope. Then you got We Win. You got the Drake feature that he bodied. Who
You
what
said that was dope. I didn't say We Win was dope,
people
but go
like it?
ahead.
I'm just saying people like it. But but then he had the Drake feature that he killed, and it was somebody else's a Big Dog album. Oh, he's on J. Cole's album. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's the momentum is there. Why are we in such a rush to put him as the top dude when a lot of people have had features? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have had features, and with that said, like you really can't take a feature run and not have the album. He don't have that album that dominated. There's a lot of other cats in his same come up time frame that have albums that are better. You know what I mean? He's killing shit now, and don't get me wrong, this ain't a shit on Lil Baby, but we gotta pump the brakes. We gotta pump the brakes and allow him to come through. Every sign points to him being able to reach that. Every sign, he's doing it. We just named all the features. He's doing it. But the talk is premature until he delivers on an album. Period. That's where I draw the line. The last album was okay. Not okay. It was really good. But it wasn't to that level quite yet. It wasn't to that level quite yet. So I'm gonna need to see, now that he got this momentum, I'm gonna need to see that album. And if he does it right then and there, I have no problems bowing down and saying, "You got it. You got it. It's your time now. It's your time now." So that's what I'll say to the Lil
Yeah.
Baby thing. And
I don't know
so
about bowing down, but I do agree what you're saying. I will acknowledge, that he's in the top tier groups. Cash, as you can see,
yeah,
camera running hot. Part of the little mishaps. I mean, people on audio ain't gonna notice this, so we'll just keep it going. I give it a rest a little bit. The camera just got too hot, so as it goes through it,
it's
we'll turn it back on.
yeah,
But
yeah. We gonna keep it. We gonna keep it going. I tell you what, we gonna give him some of the sauce while we on here. You can still see me, correct?
yeah,
Okay. So you still gonna see me whenever I say something. We taking my sound bites. We still gonna use it for promo. We gonna make it do what it do, baby. We make lemons. We make lemonade out of lemons. Whatever, however that saying go, we gonna get it right.
I still gonna say.
I don't even. I
uh,
hate sayings, but hey, listen, we gonna make it do what it do. Prez's camera burnt out, so you can't see him, so you won't see none of this as far as people out there in YouTube land. But hey, it happens,
but
man. Yep. Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. So y'all navigate on over to YouTube land, and you know what we'll do, Prez? We'll do the
go ahead.
video, put the video up, and then we'll drop the DMX review separately. That way, people
Okay,
don't miss out on it.
there we go. Yeah, so you don't miss out. We get both, best of both. So when we do that, we'll drop that audio as well. So you may have two drops this week. Two audio drops this week. It's going to be one for the regular pod and one for the DMX review. It's going to be real short. It should be a lot shorter. It ain't gonna be no hour long or nothing like that. But it'll be like probably 15 minutes or so.
All right, man. That's cool.
All right. So where we going next? The sports or culture?
Let's stay in sports, and then for the sake of time, we'll skip culture unless you want to get into any of this stuff because it's not
Oh
super
man, we got to
relevant.
talk about the Kwame Brown that's been going on.
Oh yeah. Let's get right to it. Let's get to Kwame. Excellent segue. Let's get to
Man,
Kwame.
yeah, man. So Kwame come out. You had Stephen A. finally address him on air, which I think he had. Like, if y'all watch it, y'all need to go watch Stephen A. It was on his little show that he out doing ESPN. He left out at the end his mic drop segment they have on there. He addressed Kwame on there, which he started off on a bad area to me because he said like nobody attacked him personally, which is a damn lie. It was a couple of people. Charlemagne the God, when he mentioned his name, I was like, no,
That's
he
exactly
definitely
what
attacked
he
him
apologized
personally.
for. That's exactly
Yeah,
what he
he
apologized
attacked
for.
him personally. And then every time y'all out there taking money out of that's a personal attack to me. When y'all go up there and talk bad about this man's name, like y'all are taking money out of his pocket. So hey, that's how that's gotta be. Um Especially when y'all bring them up so frequently. I think I've seen a couple of videos where it's showing like Stephen A going around like doing his speaker where he getting paid to speak for certain event schools and stuff like this, and he constantly brought up Kwame doing those little segments. It seemed like it was part of his hot take, how to get everybody going. So like, hey, you using this man name to big up yourself. So there you go. You got to deal with the fallout from that. And like I said last week, Matt Barnes and Eminem, like you call your show All the Smoke, you can't run from it. So this man attacking, y'all come back and y'all put forth that effort on it because y'all said y'all want all the smoke, and when you're getting it, now you're trying to run and hide. That it's just the allure of that show is losing itself to me every single day that they come out with these other antics on top of it. You know what I mean? Saying like, oh, backing down, or then act tough and say, meet me here, whatever. Like, no, you are a debate type show and constantly a barbershop type talk. So talk your piece on there. Why are you hiding? He ain't running hiding. He using his other platform stuff. You tied up in all this other stuff. You can't say it. Then you need to know how to articulate yourself a little bit better on those shows to come back and be a little bit more witty with it. If you can't, that's your fault, not his.
So here's my thing, Prez. Like the NBA is supposed to be such a brotherhood, right? You know, a lot of the things that you do in the games that you play, and I'm not trying to compare it to our career in the military, but only we know what we know about what we've done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just giving a comparison. It's not the same, but when you work in a certain field that a lot of people don't work in, only only we could talk a certain type of way because you know what that means. You know what that 14th and 10th through 15th guy on the bench goes through just to make it or to stay on a roster. So when you go out your way to name call time and time again, and it's lasted this long when it was unnecessary, a lot of people have done it. So if he's saying, and Jalen Rose brought up an excellent point years ago, and still to this day, when it gets to the name calling, that's when you're not talking about basketball no more. So if you call somebody trash, you say something in terms of trading Andrew Wiggins for some random reference that Stephen A has done in the past. When you start doing those type of things, that is not journalism. That is not artistic. This is the very reason that I do not watch as much as I used to watch Stephen A, even Skip, because it's not funny to me no more. I like to listen and watch guys that teach me the game or teach me something that I did not know about these teams because they have access to these players, to GMs, and all these different type of things. It's just not smart commentary. Being loud and wrong is not cool to me. So yeah, Kwame says what he says. Yes, it's a really brash approach, but I say to this, it's getting personal now. And the reason why it's gotten personal is because people don't see the personal effects it had on him. So now that he's saying what he's saying and he's being abrasive about it, now you're sensitive. You wasn't sensitive to him. You wasn't saying stop it, the bullying, stop the cyber bullying. You wasn't saying that. But now all of a sudden he got to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's like you punch me in the face. Whatever my reaction is, if I beat the dog, you know what, out of you, then that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, hey, this is going to be your reaction. And I'm not saying these dudes should get physical. I'm not with none of that Kwame talking and Matt Barnes talking. Like, they can talk this out. But I don't know if these brothers are ever going to get to that point, Prez. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that didn't pan out to be what they were drafted as. I mean, you got Darko Milicic, you got Anthony Bennett, Andre Bargiani. I mean, I'm just talking about NBA here. And I could keep on going. Danny Ferry, Sam Bowie. There's a lot of guys that didn't live up to it, but yet they don't be the butt of the jokes like Kwame.
Yeah.
That's just
So
how I feel.
I get what you're saying. I don't agree with that cyberbullying, whatever thing you were saying or what that was going on. That's just like real talk. It's just like, hey, I look at Stephen A. and at Smokey in this situation. I be talking shit, but when Debo come around, I be
Be
quiet.
quiet.
But when he gone, I'm talking shit again. That's how you need to be right now. Kwame called you out. Like you ain't got nothing else to talk about on there, so you just need to calm it down and just go about your way. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Acknowledge where you was wrong at, and like, hey, you're not doing what he's doing. If you put out the tape, if we had tape on you, it'd probably be 10 times worse. So
And
he
that shit
he
was
finally
tasteless, Prez. It was tasteless. It's was it cringeworthy to you? I'm just asking.
it the minute he started talking, and like I said, he said it wasn't nobody. These people didn't take it personal. Didn't take to a personal. When he started making, I'm like, yeah, you lost all credibility. I'm done. I'm gonna continue to watch this segment, but Stephen A, you're wrong. You're wrong. Like, and at that
Flat
point,
out.
you should have apologized. Like at that point, you're completely wrong. You're going against everything he's saying. You ain't much addressing the topics that he actually brought up on there. You still going at his game. Like, yeah, everybody has black. I can go find bad tape about Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Go find anything from his Washington Wizard days. It's trash.
It looked pathetic. It looked pathetic when I was watching that tape of Stephen A. Just sit there. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. This shit. Stephen A., you 50 plus years old. That was childish. That was childish. And then you put out a statement saying you wasn't gonna say nothing. Stand on your word. Be the bigger man. Or y'all gotta figure out a way to talk. That's gonna dead all of this. Like at the end of the day, these dudes that are all talking what they're talking, they need to talk. And Kwame, if you're about exposing them and doing all that, that's cool. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are starting to see a lot of these talking heads for what they are and not really covering sports, but
Yeah.
covering just the hoopla of it all. You know what I mean? Name calling
But
or
what Kwame was saying was like they made a name off just like talking down black men. And you came out, I thought like we applauded you last week, say, hey, Stephen A did smart thing, just say, hey, yeah, I was wrong, da 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 da. But
and
then
got
you
out of
come
Dodge.
back
Yeah.
and you talked about it again, and then you just adding to what he was saying. He's like, y'all only gonna do it. So they told you had to address the situation, or you felt like you had to address the situation even further, even though I felt like you had killed it at that point. And now it seems right. Like, no, they're not gonna let this man live. Like they gotta try to go after his character and make him seem wrong after they was already attacking him personally. It was just a big watch. But on to Kwame's like little podcast, whatever he's doing on that YouTube, man, like he did that Judge O'Brown and seen that one was way weird.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
stuff they were saying and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They was rambling a lot. I don't know if I agree with all that stuff that they were saying on there, but I did like Kwame's approach to it and stuff where he was doing it. It was like very Joe Roganish, you know what I mean? Just sitting back, letting the guests speak and get out their thoughts and everything. So that part was it. I ain't know Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown was like
I ain't know he was like
all
that.
that stuff that he was. Yeah.
You know, it
So
was
it got
like
a little
that.
bit more his personality, even though it would be like, okay, Uncle man, calm down, man. Like, we get it. Things ain't like it was back in the day. Yeah, time moves on and stuff progresses. you gotta adapt to certain things, man. Like it's
Yeah.
not gonna stay 1963 and you could just talk however you want and men could be like how they want to be all the time. You gotta I think that was the part that was lacking. They were still like, well, yeah, they run the agenda and it was just like, come on, man. No, times change, people change, stuff moves forward, things that's the natural progression of things.
Yeah. But all in all, I I don't know if I place blame on any one person in this whole scenario outside of the egos clashing because it ain't nothing but Kwame gaining steam that made Stephen A come back and get his team of ESPN to gang up and put together some freaking clips. Like it's nothing but ego involved. It's nothing but ego involved that made Matt Barnes want to come back. It ain't nothing but ego involved that made Steven Jackson want to throw hands and then apologize. And the only reason this apology tour really is happening because it's hurting the brand and what they stand for at Showtime, Sports, and ESPN. And Charlamagne the God, I don't know if it's disingenuous or not. Only time will tell. You know what I mean? But I just found it kind of ironic that everybody came out in the road to do it. If they felt that in their spirit, in their heart, in their spirit and their heart, cool. I'm with it. But this is where I felt a certain type of way, Perez. And I'm sorry for being long winded, but I felt a certain type of way about it because when Charlemagne apologized, I was like, is he doing this just cause? And then not even a week later, a couple days later, Stephen A. Smith comes out and says what he says after saying he apologized. And I know this is two different people, but that's why I felt like Cats was just doing it just to take the high road. But if you're gonna take the high road, you have to stay on that road. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
man, just
Yeah,
overall,
and this is why I told you, like, I watch like that Pat McAfee show. I know that's not everybody cup of tea, and it's not, but I say like one thing that you get out of it, that's his personality, that's his crew that he brought up. So everything he says on that is genuine, and it feels like when he has guests on there, they're a little bit more open and genuine about the stuff, and their opinions are are that a little bit more based upon that, and it's not seeming like a big show like all the ESPN stuff and like how they got to rev up and get these nonsense people out there talking bad about like, oh, Kobe's trash. Like, come on, bro, stop.
yeah, true that. Yo, let's stay with the players and the disrespect and the things that's been happening. Yo, have you been keeping track on the boy Ice Trey being spit on in New York? You know, we talking about
Oh,
Trey.
bro, I would have jumped.
You see it?
Man, yeah, I seen the video and I was just like, bro, like that's just ultimate disrespect. Like that thing, I'm thinking I'm liking what the NBA is talking about doing. Let these people file charges on these people in the uh in the stadiums and stuff like this. If they
Hmm.
disrespect let them file legal lawsuits and stuff like this. I guarantee people will stop after that point.
Yeah.
They will stop. It will calm itself down. It will fix itself. You all these cameras and stuff people got and stuff like this, and you find out and like, oh man, you'll be happy that your name is getting mentioned and I'm getting sued by so and so, but that only gonna last for about a week till you realize that so and so got a lot more money than you, and they're gonna win this case. You ain't.
Right, right. I mean, Kyrie just had a bottle of water tossed at him recently, and I seem to be seeing a lot of people thought it was justified because he stomped on the logo. Like these are players being players, and was that a sportsman-like thing to do? Nah, but yo, he feel how he feel about Boston. They just won a big game in Boston. It's shit talking. It's a part of it all. You as a fan have no right to throw bottled water, or if anybody that thinks that okay, you did that, so you deserve this. I kind of that train of thought makes no sense to me. Yeah, that's kind of where I stand with it. Like these fans, I mean, they might be on the verge of the NBA having to move the fans a little further up or figure out how to not have them as close to the action. You know what I mean? And this is
Just let
crazy.
let the players take it out in legal action. I guarantee that'll stop majority of it. Uh, But hey, if it don't stop soon, Malice in Palace Part Two gonna happen soon. They're gonna get like these are athletes. These are these are your like all they do. You talk about it and you go over here. You go to your little gym work. No, they live this. That's all they do. So you in for a little bit of fight. I mean, these ain't no the people you want to call soft and everything. They ain't really soft. Come on now.
So
These are
let's move.
athletes.
Wait, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, they're all athletes. They're all peak athletes at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
If they
stop with that
want,
nonsense.
yeah, if they wanted to whoop your ass, they really could, but that'd be ugly. So let's get to the NBA playoffs, man. I really, in particular, want to know how you feel about Anthony Davis, his injury, the tale of two LAs. Last week, it was done for the Clippers. Now it seems like they back and might possibly win their series with Luca being hurt. Now 80's down. You guys look like you were cruising. LeBron was doing all sorts of fun dunks and everybody was laughing in game 3. Now it's all tied. Prez, let us know how you feel.
AD said he ain't gonna miss no time. He gonna do everything that it takes. So I expect to see him back out there and stuff get back to what it is. Hey, this is cutthroat time. This is what we need to do. Like, hey, you're gonna be out here. I understand what's going down. We heard the stories of Jordan talking to Pippen, and Pippen coming back out later on. I think those same type of talks, like, hey, bro, like I understand you're hurting, tough it out with me. You can rest during this offseason. I promise you that. And I think that's what's gonna end up happening. We're gonna see it's gonna be a tougher fight, but I still see the Lakers, coming through, pushing that out. As far as LA and Luka, yeah, that kind of swung. I mean, he is the key player on that team and one who was like doing them dirty. So they may have a chance, but come on, man. Even if they push past this, like the armor has been chipped away. You know what I mean? I feel like the next team could put up a better fight and like continue to put them out. I don't see them going down that long haul, that long stretch with what they've been exposed to, how they've been exposed in those first couple games. Could be, they could pull it out, but I'm saying my confidence level in that is just minute.
How confident are you in the Lakers winning this series without Anthony Davis returning? What would you do? Would you put his health and you guys being able to get out as is with your
Not in the
current
first
team?
round.
You don't think you
Not
guys
in the
can get out
first
the
round.
first round?
No, I'm saying like I feel like you got to try to tough it out this first round and try to hold them, like get them loose, a little bit more healthy for the next round. If you cone and push it out now, you may get burnt out too quick. We may push past this one, but we last for the real battles that's down the road. And like, yeah, I would rather have them for those real battles. So I would like for the team to tough it out and try to pull through. But we seeing how that's playing out. So
You hear that, ladies and
use
gentlemen?
them sparingly,
Suns
sparingly,
fans.
sparingly.
He's disrespecting y'all. He said for the real battles, the entitlement of these Lakers fans, man. Like, get a load of you. Like, you really just said that shit in all confidence.
I just said what you was thinking. You was thinking it too. Yeah.
A real battle.
Later on down the
CP3
line.
was talking that talk to y'all too. He said, "I'm back." He came back from a one arm injury. He was like, he was looking bad out there. Then all of a sudden, man, they gave him that dopamine, and that, now he back to normal. So I got reason to believe that y'all gonna come back to LA down 3-2, because here's the thing, Prez. I feel like LeBron tried to turn it on, and y'all still got y'all still got beat. Like, he tried to turn it on for the last quarter and a half, and that wasn't enough. And then the telltale moment is when he dropped that head. Like, you gotta be shitting me. I gotta go back to Phoenix by myself. I know AD hurt, hobbled ass, ain't gonna make it out here. And I know we're gonna hold him out. So I know this is all on me. All that was probably running through his head. Into that, you still got the gall to say, keep him out. We can beat this Phoenix Suns team.
Yeah, you just got to practice a little better. Get these other players stepping up, playing with the number ones, and rolling through it. I think it can be coached out. You know what I mean? We can pass through this. I just how I feel. That's how I feel. We'll see after this next game. But I mean, you talking like we out here like Miami Heat just getting blown out. Like, it ain't like that. It ain't like that now.
Excellent segue, Press. Excellent segue. Let's get to the sweep of the Bucks. Like, how I'm shocked. I had this being my favorite series before it started. I thought this was going 6-7 games for sure. And for these bubble Eastern Conference champs to come out and get swept, I didn't see it. Did you see this happening from a Jimmy Butler-led team where a bench player scored more than him in this entire series? Is Jimmy Butler just a tier below a superstar? Like, who has a series like this, man, and gets away with it? Like, what are your thoughts on Jimmy not really being Jimmy in this series?
Man, like, it kind of made me upset, because I was heaping all that praise on him last year, just saying like he's stepping up and bringing everybody about that team. You know what I mean? He was talking about what Tyler Hero, whatever his name. You was talking him up, and like both of them just non-existent now.
Prez,
And it's
did you hear the rumor?
yeah.
Did you hear the rumor?
What?
They didn't want to
No.
trade Hero and Duncan for Brad. Was it Bradley Bill? No, James Harden. James Harden.
What?
Yeah, they didn't want to
Oh, he
give
would
them
have been
two
gone.
dudes up. Pat Riley.
He would have been gone.
Pat Riley. That might be one of your most egregious non-moves ever. But carry on, Prez.
Yeah. So I mean, it's after that last year, the way they played last year and came and rallied, you're like you expected them to continue to build on that. But I guess like, hey, this may be that fan effect, or I don't know, like my Florida been a little bit more open than the other states and stuff like this. So like maybe he wasn't as focused. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely a stark difference from last year to this year in the playoffs
I
with
think them
Jimmy
kids
Butler.
got tired of listening to him, bro. Like Jimmy could wear on people, man. Like look what happened in Minnesota and all his stops. 76ers. I think he had a little bit good relationships in there, but the Bulls, like he wears out his welcome. And I heard that was some rumblings as I was watching my timeline on Twitter in terms of just some of the young dudes was like, okay, enough is enough. Like talk to me, you know what I mean, as a grown man. So that's kind of what I got from NBA Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
So,
they
but
gonna make
they're done now. Better yet, better luck next year. Hopefully, they can get some more pieces down there and fill in, and come back with a different mindset. But
you know who
bye.
else might be done? My
Who?
damn New York Knicks, man.
I thought we were just elated to see them in there. Did y'all was buying onto the train that they may actually win?
Yeah, they should. By all accounts, it looked like they were going to win. Like the way they finished out this season, they weren't supposed to go on those 9-game winning streaks and beat some of the teams they were supposed to beat.
Can you repeat that again? Can you repeat that again?
9-game winning streak.
No, you said they wasn't supposed.
They
to.
wasn't supposed
so why
to. But
in 9 games did you want to just throw out all the other
well, we won 41,
60 plus games and stuff.
I'm
like
not throwing it out. It's consistency. Like it's cool to shit on the Knicks, and I get it. We haven't been good for a long time, but this year we were good. We were good in terms of consistency in defense, top 5 in that, top 5 in offense. The numbers speak for itself. It's funny to shit on us, but we deserve the shit that we're getting based on fans acting
Y'all
out
are
of
looking
pocket.
up.
Yeah, the fans was acting out of pocket. We win one game, everybody going crazy like we won a championship, and Julius
Get
Randle
stars back in the stadium. I've seen 50 Cent on the side.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the lights may be a little bit too bright for Julius Randle, or he just picked the worst time of the season to play his worst basketball because he's been nothing but a model of consistency all year. He's the reason why we won 40 plus games. He is the reason.
You just saying MVP? You was just saying MVP.
No, well, he should be in the MVP voting running for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
Okay.
He won't win it. He's the most improved player, but like I know he wasn't going to win no MVP. But what I'm saying is like they were consistent, man, and to be able, I could take losing by 10 points and the game getting out of hand a little bit late or here there, but the lack of effort in which I've seen from this team all season, like it's like night and day, man. RJ Barrett, it's just these guys are, and Derrick Rose is the best player on the Knicks this series. You can't have that. You cannot have that, and it's all in whether these guys want to win, man. It's all in that. So I'm holding on for hope. I think if they have any sense of pride, they will win game 5. They will win game 5 in the Garden. I don't care how scrappy we got to be. This Atlanta Hawks team is young. They not scared. They have offense, and all of their guys are back healthy. And that's the difference between us sweeping them in the season and them coming and whooping our asses so far. So they're a young team. So it's not, I can't say we won't win this series, but it's just not looking good, man. It's just not looking good. I think we win game 5, best case scenario, and go back to Atlanta and take the L and stay in Atlanta, go to the strip club, and celebrate the great season we had.
And that's not a bad way to end it.
Not a bad way to end it, man. Get something nice, get some wings.
But then you see the Nets coming out of that one, right? And then what, Philly coming out of the other one?
The Nets look like what everybody feared yesterday. Did you see that? 42, 39, 23. And they looked like they was clicking on all. They was playing like they was mad, Press. They were playing like they were mad. Oh, man. I don't care. I don't care what defense they don't play. You can't defend that. You can't.
Honestly, I mean, this is what we kind of pictured when they said they was getting like hard in that, and when they were just piecing all these together. But then we was kind of hoping that it was going to be something like Miami. Like when LeBron went to Miami, it was going to take a year for them to gel. Nah.
Yo, it's like, I'm from Brooklyn, y'all. For y'all that don't know, I was going to come on here with a Brooklyn Nets hat just to troll my brother who watches and listens. But my thing is, man, I don't want them to win. You know why? I just can't have this type of shit happening in the NBA for dudes to play 10, I think they played like 9 full games together in the season, Press. I cannot have guys that played 9 games in the season come together, run the tables, win the championship. You know what that's going to do to the league. This big 3 shit is already a thing. Can you imagine? Oh, man, they can't win it off the strength. I just can't see it happening, man. I got to restore the balance. You got to restore the balance, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But any other series you want to highlight or things you want to talk about, man? Because I think that's really all we got as far as the pod, man. Unless you want to pod some more.
Nah, we'll cut it off there. Like I said, they ideal circumstances. So I know the longer we stay on this, the more background noise and stuff gonna come in. So hey, we'll keep it here for now, and then we'll talk. Give us something to talk about next week.
Exactly. Like you said again,
I am excited to see how Memphis comes out of this.
Yeah, for sure. They've been playing well, but Donovan Mitchell just been playing like he's possessed, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching some of these games, man. Let's get off of here, get the people back their time. Again, we are going to drop the DMX Exodus separately as its own podcast and its own video, and we're going to do what it do. Thanks for supporting us. I'm Cash, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast team, and Press, take us on out.
It's the Press, so definitely want to give a shout out to Patreon supporters. Hey, we definitely appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Hey, it helps us out every month. I'm telling you, like when those bills start kicking in, we definitely appreciate those Patreon supporters. So thank all y'all.